What's happening? What's up, Joey? Hey, my brother. Thanks for joining me. How's my connection? I'm not sure with the storm and everything else going on that we got going on. What's up, JD Tech Ag Tech? Oh, Lukey Dookie's in the house. What's up? It's my son's friend Luke. Buddy. What's up, Dave? Hey, how's my connection? Anybody give me like a thumbs up for it if it's good? I'm in the garage. I got a hotspot like normal. Just not real sure how my connection is. Uh, oh, there's my wife, Mrs. Nuts and Bolts. All right, cool. So it looks like everything is good. Yeah, it's in Northern California here. I'm in Sacramento. We're getting crazy rain right now. Last night they called for a tremendous storm, 50-mile-an-hour winds. Uh, told us to be prepared. So we moved over. Let my son's got a newer to him Infinity, like a '09 or maybe newer 12, not sure. So he could park in the driveway to, hopefully no trees would hit it and everything seemed good. Kentucky Tech, what's happening? It is Wednesday. I'm going to try to do Wednesday live stream. This is going to be my night. We'll try to do this for an hour and a half. It's too hard doing a live stream when other people are live and everything else. So, uh, nice. Thanks for stopping in, Dave. Oh yeah, Dave. He likes to work like 3 days in a row. One mechanic. You even get a day off, Dave? Well, it is Wednesday. It's Hump Day. I hope everyone's week is going good. I had something happen to me this afternoon, and I put a little post on Instagram about it because I don't get this feeling very often. But so I got this BMW that I've been working on, and I've been working on this car. It's been for a couple of weeks now. The guy towed it in, and it had no battery power. They told us it's a '06 5 Series, and no start, and told us that the battery was disconnected. So we tried everything we could to get to the trunk and try to pull the cable. We couldn't do it. It had a little hole about like that big, and we just couldn't get through there. So it sat for like a week. Finally, the guy says, "Hey, I cut a hole behind the license plate." So we take the license plate off, and sure enough, there's a hole cut like this. It's like somebody punched a hole and then peeled it apart with pliers, like literally peeled it open. What's up, Tyler? Uh, and uh, and we were able to get in there, and the latch was kind of broken where you can get in there and flip the lever and open the latch. Okay, cool. Got in there. Battery was connected. Not sure what the guy was talking about. Charged up the battery, no start. Went through all the computer, all the modules, couldn't find anything. Got some more diag time. Finally figured out that the negative battery cable has a sensor in it, and the sensor was bad. So I disconnected it, and then now I have power to the starter. So today, sell a starter, pull the intake off, go to take do the starter, and I look, and the bottom bolt is not there. So on a BMW, the bolts are aluminum, and you have to replace them anytime you use them. Anytime you take them out. And the bottom bolt goes from the engine side into the transmission, and the top bolt goes from the transmission side into the engine or towards the end of the starter. And the bottom bolt wasn't there. Pulled the starter off, and what do I see? The head of the bolt laying in on the block down there. And so naturally, I had to drill it out. And so I don't have any really good extractors. I have old cheap ones that have broken. And so, all right, so here we go. Got myself a hole drilled in there. I drilled all the way through it. Pretty good hole, 3/16. And so I go around to everybody and I find a guy who's got a kit, a Mac kit and it's got a set of left-handed drill bits, and it's got the stubby little easy outs and a real fine thread. And I've never really had luck with that stuff. But anyways, so I got his set, went over there, 3/16 right there, and this sucker came out. I got it out, and I had that feeling. You know, you see those on Facebook and stuff like that. Oh, she doesn't have a blue wrench. Oh man, I am slacking. You should have the she should have the highest wrench, more than all of ours. Um. So anyway, so I know that I see on Facebook, I see people will have an easy out and they'll have a broken bolt, and it will say success or something like that. I had uh, I had that feeling today, so that was pretty exciting uh, for me today. I'm sure we've all had that kind of success, but that was really nice. And I was able to smash it out, get the intake back on, and the car got, So one of the things that I like to do, I've worked with a lot of guys, and a lot of guys they will work, and when it's time to go home, they will go home. They don't care if they're close to finishing the diag, if they're close to seeing if it's going to start or whatever. If I am really close to figuring out if my step worked, do I have power now to this, or is it going to start, or starting an engine, a transmission, doesn't matter what it is. If I'm close, man, I don't want to stop. I'm not going to stop. I can't, because then I'm going to sit there all night and be thinking about it. And so I was able to get in there, clear the codes, and it started before I left. So that was really exciting. Uh, a nice end to a long chapter for me. So I was pretty excited. JD Tech, so this is funny. I do not own any left-hand drill bits, and I actually never knew what the purpose of a left-hand drill bit was. I didn't know that. Actually, the guy I went and borrowed the set from, I asked him, I said, he said, these have got left. I said, are these left-hand drill bits? He's like, yeah. I was like, what is the purpose of that? And he told me a lot of times while you're drilling it, the bolt will catch and extract itself. I never ever knew that. So tomorrow Matt comes and I'm buying myself a set. I'm buying, let's see what set I'm buying here. I took a picture of it. I am buying that set right there. Let's see if you guys can see that. It's got left hand drill bits. It's got those long ones here. Full set of stubbies. So, absolutely. So, and it is Wednesday. Man, I came home today, so we had these crazy winds, and the worst thing that can happen when you have these kinds of winds. Well, I shouldn't say the worst thing. The worst thing would be a tree. Hi, Princess Jamie. I would say a tree falling, or we were just watching the news. There was one where a tree branch went through the roof and through the ceiling, and came really close to the top bunk of a bed where I think it was a 10-year-old slept. That would be worst case, but for us, a fence falling down, things like that. We got this giant bougainvillea. I mean, this thing is 7 feet tall, probably 7 feet tall, solid 7 feet tall, like a wall. And the fence post right behind it broke today. And so not only did I have a fence that fell over, but it had a gigantic bougainvillea attached to it. So luckily, we were able to get out there and get it and get it and get it supported. So this weekend I can go put some of those metal posts. It's like a U shape, and it's real thick metal, and you drive that sucker down. Hey Dave, have a good night at work, buddy. We'll see you later. Thanks for stopping in. Anybody have any crazy stuff for the week? You guys busy? Everything working out? We are trucking along kind of enough. We always seem to have one person out. Man, ag tech, I'll tell you what, I don't have very much luck with those things, but I'll tell you this. I don't know if you can see that. That is that little short extractor right there. Now, it was an aluminum bolt. You know, it's kind of a crazy thing. So, and it goes into a titanium case. So the guy I was working with, he used to work for a European shop, and he said the transmission is no magnesium. The transmission is magnesium, and the bolt is aluminum. So, and it's funny, those bolts. I don't know if you guys have ever done a starter on a BMW, but those bolts, they don't weigh anything. It's almost they almost don't weigh more than the package that they're in. Oh, sweet, Bill. That's awesome. I'm glad you got your Sun X sockets. I actually need to order some more. I haven't bought any tools in a while. Last week I did. So have you guys ever seen? I wish I had the package with it. Have you guys ever seen? I've heard people talk about it, and I always thought, whatever. That sounds dumb. I think I've heard it on a couple other people's channels, and the Heavy Wrench actually bought some and showed him on his channel when he went to the Mack truck and bought all those wrenches and stuff. But anyways, the pocket pry bars that Mack Tool sells. I put them on my story last week because I thought they were pretty cool. And what was I doing? I was doing something. I am doing rear timing chains on and they're the pocket screwdrivers. They're probably only like this long. Okay, they're thicker than a pocket screwdriver, and one of them is actually like a pry bar. It's got like a bend on it, like an actual pry bar, and then the other one is just a screwdriver. But anyways, I thought when I bought them, I was like, oh my god, it was like it's $26 for the set. Um, and so, man, I'll tell you what, I like them. I like them a lot, and I bought them. I didn't get anything from Mac for saying that. Um, but so I'm doing rear timing chain tensioners on this. Uh, I'm guessing it's like a 2012 Audi Q7 3.0 supercharged. And I had like so the case. So let's say the case is like this, so it's obviously bigger. But let's say the case is here, and the tensioner is almost the same shape, and it's like here. Well, the chain is here inside of the case, and the tensioner slipper is up in the case, and so it's probably that far behind the case, and you have to now mind you, this is at the firewall, and it's at the back of the engine, and you're having to do it where you almost can't see. You have to get in there. You have to pry the slipper all the way into the tensioner, and then put the tool in and lock the tensioner in place. And so it's really difficult to do. And I've never done it before, so it's even more difficult for the first time. But that pocket pry bar actually saved my butt. I have a Matco pry bar that's like probably this long, and it was too big. And the screwdrivers, they just laid too flat, and they couldn't get in there and grab it. And I just couldn't do it. Timing chains never need replacement. Actually, the chains are fine. It's the tensioner. So that engine, I've never worked on it. I've always known about the Audis and the rear timing chains. I know the earlier models they had. I've worked on more European cars in the past like 2.5 weeks than I have in a year or two because our main Euro guy was out for a couple weeks. But anyways, so the older style, they had a timing belt on the front and chains on the back. And so on this style, there's a chain on the back that drives the cam, that drives the crank, and it comes up and it drives the sprockets that sit right below the head. Those sprockets have another sprocket attached to them, right? So this is the sprocket. So let's say this is the engine. Okay, so here's the sprocket. This is the chain that comes down. It has another sprocket that's attached to it that's out here. And then that sprocket drives chains that come up and run the dual cams. So that times the crank in the cams and keeps the cams timed. And so what happens on those, I guess it's pretty common. I mean, I didn't really see a whole lot on YouTube. Usually when something is really, really common, you can type it in YouTube and find, just a ton of information. I didn't find it, but the slipper, the slipper on the tensioner came off on the non-tension side. And so it was causing the cams not to move right and not to adjust timing. And so I'm doing the tensioners on both sides. And since we have an oiling issue, I'm doing the phasers and the oil control valves on both sides. So, and then valve cover gaskets. And we had to buy a toolkit for it, which is a pretty big toolkit. So that's what I'm working on. And that's that little pocket pry bar. Man, that thing is wow. AgTech said he uses them daily. Okay, yeah, I do too. So I'm having to get used to a weird situation. So a couple things I've never ever dealt with since I've been in the industry is I noticed that sometimes, yes, sometimes JD Tech they do stretch. Um, but so I've always seen when you apply for jobs and you look at shops and stuff like that, some of them will advertise, uniforms and washing. And I always think to myself, well, that's weird. Why would somebody advertise that? Because I mean, don't all shops do that? And so I'm at a new shop, and it's like a month and a half now, and I like it a lot. It's a really nice shop, but so they don't have a uniform service. So you have like I think Aramark pants and a T-shirt. And so not only is it that I have a T-shirt, but we have to wash our own clothes. And so I think I only have 5 uniforms, so I have to do it, one day sooner. Every day it's a different day. But what I have to get used to is not having pockets on my shirt. I have had pockets on my shirt my entire time in the industry. And I even actually have a Dickie shirt. I think it's a Dickie shirt for like my interim time. Like when I would start at a shop and I'm waiting to get a uniform, I would have that shirt and I would wear it because I can't stand not having my pocket screwdriver or my magnets in my pocket here. I can't tell you how many times I'm sure you guys been stuck where you're like, oh, you're holding something and you drop the bolt. You're like, oh crap, and you grab your magnet and use your mouth or whatever you have to do to pull the extendable magnet out and to reach down and grab it, and it saves you from having to let go of whatever it is you're doing. So that's kind of weird. Definitely weird getting used to not having those pockets. I thought about having a pocket sewn onto my t-shirts, but I thought that was just kind of dumb. So I just keep all that stuff like right in the top drawer of my cart and keep my cart close by. So all right, let's go check. Let's go catch up in the chat. I've been trying to keep track of that. So Bill got his Sunex sockets. They came in. He's been putting those to work. Jamie had a bolt in the transmission, had to grind out, drill, and hammer out because the mismatched metal hardness and the hex had cammed out. Oh my God, that sounds like a nightmare. Wow. You got another tool haul tomorrow, Jamie? Wow. I can't wait to check out your tool haul from today. I didn't get a chance to look at it. I saw on Instagram that you had it. I just haven't had a chance to check it out. I still got to watch your video on your transmission. I haven't had a chance to check that out either. Uh, oh, Bill's got an M5 in the shop waiting for the past month, waiting for the insurance company. Oh my God. What's up, Power Stroke Dude? Power Stroke Dude in the house? Oh, see, JD Tech, man, I can't stand, it's nice though, is that since I don't have the pockets, they give us a sweatshirt and a jacket. I never wear a sweatshirt at work because I don't have my pockets, and it drives me nuts. And so now that I don't have the pockets, now Miguel Martinez, what's happening? Now that I don't have the pockets, I actually wear the sweatshirt. So it's actually, and it's a lot warmer than wearing a jacket. Um, so that's what I got going on. Oh, AgTech has coveralls. Oh, oh my God, that would suck in the summertime. Oh, see, yeah, see, you got the pockets. That's good right there. And I always had a pocket flashlight too. Because sometimes you're under a dash or whatever, and you just need something. You can't put your streamlight in your mouth, and you're just in a pickle. And then it always happens like when the headlamp dies, or you just can't get the right angle. You can adjust it all you want, but where you're looking, it just can't shine. That's kind of tough right there. Oh yeah, Jude, how is the chin? Nice. Glad it's healing. That's good to hear. Yeah, see, I would a t-shirt with a pocket would be nice. But I'm adjusting, it's just something. What's up, small engines in the house? It's just, we have to adapt to our scenarios, our situations, right? You go to a different shop, you do things different. There's always a difference. That's just one of those things I've never had to adjust to was the uniform thing. So ag tech, are you talking to me or Bill? I wear t-shirts and it just has the shop name on it. Yeah, see, Jude, I feel the same way. I still reach for my pocket. Drives me crazy. The pocket screwdriver is tough. I mean, there's a couple things that I've come to become accustomed to. One is having my belt with my holster for my Streamlight flashlight, right? Because I had a video about that because I love it so much and I can't stand to be without it. And so I went and I bought. So I have a Streamlight at home, exactly the same flashlight at home. And so if I know I'm going to go do work at home, I'll bring my belt and my holster home with me, and I'll put my shirt on with the pockets. Even if I'm doing like a stereo in the kid's car, and I'll stick my pocket screwdriver in there. I have to wear those t-shirts because they're the shop t-shirts with the name on them. So, I mean, I'm sure if I really want to fight it, I could. But I'm just trying to adjust. It's actually working out okay. Um, oh, that sucks. Oh man. Oh, you dropped your phone in the oil. When I first got a cell phone and I was working as a tech, and I put it in my shirt pocket. This is the first and last time I did this because I was doing a radiator and I bent over the top frame or whatever, and it fell right in the coolant. Luckily, and this is back in the day when they put the sticker in the phone, and if it changed colors, then you wouldn't get a new phone and you'd be stuck. So for this is pre-waterproof phones. Now all the phones are waterproof to an extent, right? They say you can go out in the rain, and I don't take that chance because they cost too much, and it's kind of dumb to take that chance and then it doesn't work, and what are you gonna do? Uh, but back in the day when phones were not waterproof at all, uh, I got lucky. I've had a couple fall in water. I had one fall in the toilet. It was clean toilet, but I've always been pretty fortunate with being able to get them dry. But Dennis, what's happening? I thought about that, Dennis. I actually thought about that. About having the pocket sewn on. And the owner even talked to me about maybe oh maybe doing something down the line. I just started, so you can't be too picky when you just start. Uh, when you just started a shop, so but things are good. We have a lot of European cars. Let me tell you, a lot of European cars and quite a few diesels. I actually really love that. We have quite a few fleets that have diesels, a lot of sprinters. I like to work on that kind of stuff. So I've never worn coveralls. I don't think, Jude. I don't think I've ever worn coveralls. Maybe as a kid, but I don't recall ever wearing coveralls. Yeah, I leave my phone on the and I actually try to leave it on my toolbox now because I've had a couple times where I set it on top of my cart and I'll set something in the cart and it'll just rub it just the right way and scratch the screen protector. I have a excuse me, I have a plastic cover over the screen, so I can usually peel it off and get a new one. But I mean that's a pain to do too. It always seems like you know what the worst man. One time, oh, this was a bummer. I was sitting there and I was doing some soldering and was doing a lot of soldering, a lot of heat shrink, and I tossed the lighter up on my cart and didn't really think about it, and it landed on my phone, and it burnt it put like a mark in the plastic uh, on my screen. That was a moment. All right, let's catch up on the chat over here. I want to say thank you to everyone that's hopping in the chat. We're gonna be doing this every Wednesday. I'm gonna try to make this my day. We're gonna try to do 6:30. Obviously, it's 6:30 ish. I work on cars, so getting home and getting dinner. Sometimes you have that customer. I was talking to Justin Dow last week before the live stream, and he said that he shoots for a certain time, but sometimes you have that car that's got to go, and you have to stay late. So sometimes you don't leave till 5:30. But we're gonna shoot for being on the Wednesday at 6:30. Yes, Ag Tech. Yeah, put your phone in a bowl of rice. I've done that before. Yes, I had to do that. Like I said, I had that sticker, and if that sticker got wet, it would change colors. And when you went into the store, and they would say, "Sorry, you dropped your phone in water or whatever, and your phone's not covered, and you're not getting a new phone." Oh, okay, Jude. Oh, that's nice. What is EDC stuff? What is that stuff that you're talking about for the holster? Yeah, I'd like to know about that. Oh, small engines, that sucks, man. Oh, broke your screen. Oh, that is a bummer. Oh, Kentucky Tech, I'm glad that thank you, man. Thank you. I was really excited about that video. I really was. Especially when I found out, and I don't know if I said in the video, I can't remember, but my coworker actually went and he gave it like 3 pumps in his cordless ratchet, and he said it was instantly quiet. I was just talking about that. Talking to him about that, I think today. I don't remember if I said that in the video or not, but it pushed out all the old oil and it was just quiet. So yeah, that was something I couldn't believe. You know, and it kind of made me mad when I first found out about it because I'm like, you know, you spend all this money and those cordless ratchets are expensive. Even if you buy one naked with no battery, charger, no nothing, they are expensive. And you would think that they would want to tell you about that, but and sell it to you. That's the other thing is the guy lost the sale. And you know, all he had to do was say, "Hey, you need this," you know, and I bought all my tools from this guy. So you would have thought he would have said, "Hey, you know, here, you need this." Oh, okay, cool. What is that? Oh, but nope, he didn't. So Amazon got my sale. So I'm glad. That's nice to hear, Jude. We'll definitely be doing this. EDC is everyday carry. Okay, okay. Jude, throw me a if you don't mind in our chat, throw me a a picture of that next time you think about it, your little holster. I'd like to see that just so I could reference it. That would be nice if I found a holster that I could put on my belt. I don't know if it would work with what I do. Everything I do, I try to I try to make sure I don't scratch any cars with my flashlight being attached to my side. So oh wow, that sucks. Small engines. I did that one time, man. I was doing an oil change. It was like a Saturday morning. And me and the other guy were talking so much, and it was a Subaru, and I drained the oil, dropped it down, and I was just so busy talking to this guy. We were just chatting up a storm. I didn't think anything about it. I walked over, started the car, and as soon as I started the car, I went, "Oh crap!" Turn it off, and put the oil in it. Yeah, I totally forgot that I did, but luckily, I caught it right away. Ooh, excuse me. Sorry about that. Um, oh, nice. Dang, you got a whole backpack in your pocket screwdriver, a streamlight, stylus pen, notepad. I always had so when I had two pockets, I would have my pocket screwdriver, my magnet, my extendable magnet. I had a flashlight that I could put in my mouth. To hold. Or sometimes if my I've had times where I dropped my flashlight or it was sitting somewhere and it rolled off and I had no light, So never had a notepad in there. Always had a pen over here. But don't do a lot of writing at the new shop. So we get a paperwork order, and that's it. Everything else is electronic. So I make notes when I have to go to the computer and stuff when I'm doing inspections, but oh, that sucks, Kentucky Tech. Yeah, that's a bummer, man. Yeah, I'm glad I caught mine, man. I thank God for my coworker. Thank God my coworker knew about it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known. So, oh yeah, so we started filming for our second installment for the TTS videos. For those of you that are following us on the TTS on Instagram, um, we started for our second installment last night. So be on the lookout for that video coming soon. It's going to be it's 3 videos, I believe. So it was pretty cool to film. So we had a lot of fun doing ours last night. It was kind of weird, wasn't sure how it was going to go, and it just kind of rolled. So I liked it. It was exciting. Well, there you go. Get a mohawk, Kentucky. I need a haircut, man. I was busy this weekend. I didn't get to shave or anything. Well, I know up here it looks like I shaved. I don't have any hair up there, but Yeah, I'm gonna try to do this live stream from about for about an hour, hour and a half. See how it goes. It's a weekday, so you still gotta have some kid time and stuff like that. So, oh, sweet, that's awesome. Small engines, 1,000. That is awesome. Yeah, ag tech. So I'm technically not flat rate. I am a so at the new shop, we have our hourly that we make per hour for being there. And then once you hit your 80 hours, or once you hit your your 100%, whatever. So let's say so it gets paid the first through the 15th. So let's say you flag 60 hours a week for both weeks, then you would get a bonus on those 40 hours extra that you flagged. Um, so that if it was that way, so that's how it kind of works. Where I'm at now, other shops, do it differently. They do it where, like, once you hit once you hit a certain efficiency, then your hourly rate goes up. There's all different ways that they do it. But I am a flat rate tech. Like, I work in the flat rate manner. So I go to work to work flat rate. Um, and so far, haven't quite made it yet. Haven't been that busy. The whole COVID thing, and it's been kind of tough. I'll have like some days where I'm banging, and then days where I'm just sitting. But at this shop, man, this shop is a big, busy shop with lots of fleet. So, no, this is you just get paid for your additional hours. So, but I mean, it all kind of works out the same. At my old shop, I was about 100 and I don't know. I would say 125, but I was between 120 and a 130-ish% efficiency on average all the time. Sometimes I was at 150, sometimes I'd be at 110. But I've and I'll tell you what, funny story about flat rate. So I worked at a shop in Benicia, and I was an hourly guy. I was going to school, and I would go to school 4 hours a day, and then go to work 4 hours a day. So I'd go to work 8 to 12 in Fremont, then haul ass to Benicia and eat lunch on the way, get there, and get to work, and then work until 5. And so, anyways, I did that all the way through school, and I would get little raises as I passed certain classes, and I got a little more knowledge and stuff like that. But then I wanted to move to a bigger city, but I didn't want to move to San Francisco. And so I thought, Sacramento seems like a pretty cool spot. It's bigger, it's much larger. Um, and so I started calling. So I had my smog license. And so I would sit on my lunch break every day, and I would call every smog shop in Sacramento and ask them for their fax number. And so I could fax in my resume, because obviously I couldn't drive to Sacramento and go apply at all these places because I worked, during the week. And so, anyways, I found a shop that was interested, and they were a flat rate shop. And this was back when it was flat rate. And it was, at the time, it was 40% commission. So you made 40% flat rate, and the labor rate was 81.50. So that's what it was. When I walked in the door, that's what it was, and I was super nervous. Oh my god, I was super nervous because I still lived in Fairfield at the time, and I commuted to Sacramento until I could find a place, till I can get situated and find a place. Man, I was so nervous about going to a flat rate shop and working on cars, because I mean, I didn't know what I was. I worked at a shop in Benicia, worked on one car at a time. And so, anyways, I was really nervous. Walked in my first day and got 5 work orders on Monday morning. Like at 8 a.m., it was like, here's 5 cars. And so I had to real quick figure out how to multitask and how to, prioritize. And, you got to look at stuff like, you got to check engine light and a coolant leak and an oil leak. And how are you going to do all of this? And, scan the check engine light and see what the code is, because it could be a cat code and it needs to run for, 15, 20 minutes with a stick on it over there with the scanner graph, and, coolant leak, pressure test it. So anyways, it was real hard to learn to juggle all of that and learn how to work on cars. I mean, because I had some experience, but not a lot. And but I got it pretty quick, and I was really good. So there was a lot of it was man, it was quite a learning curve. But then what's funny is it was only a couple months. A few months went by, and they bumped the labor rate up to 91.50. So that was like a $4 something an hour raise. So that was pretty cool right there. But now I worked 8 hours a day. There was no overtime. So and then that was flat rate. So that's how it was. You work, if you want to work extra, you want to come in early, you want to stay late, whatever. If you work 8 hours, they're not paying you overtime. Um, you're getting your 8 hours. And for a long time, man, the two guys that were there when I started, they left, and it was only me for a really long time. I would go in at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I would leave at 5:30. Man, sometimes even 6 if I was trying to finish something up. So, but I only got paid for 8 hours a day. It was like 8 hours a day, and then whatever hours I flagged. So that's the good old flat rate right there. That was back in the day. So let's catch up on the chat here. Okay, so Jude's doing a live stream on Thursday. There we go. Gonna keep it just rolling right along. That's pretty cool. We'll have to check that out. No, my bonus is not like that. It's different. It's just based on your hours that you worked, and then after that you get you just get extra hours that you get paid for. In my Instagram I do have a lot of work. It's just that you don't see the time. So I try to stay on it, and I try to shoot like today and yesterday. I think I was really busy, and I was really having a hard time, trying to, share anything. And it was like busy where I wasn't able to grab my phone, which I mean we have those days, right? Uh, but there's days where I don't have a lot, and I'm kind of sitting around and waiting on parts, or waiting on a car or authorization or whatever. So and Joey, yes, I do like Sacramento. I don't live in actual Sacramento. I live in just a town on the outskirts of Sacramento, but I live in Sacramento pretty much. So, but yes, I do like it. I like it here. Let's see, Miguel's. I've been busy. Yeah, new more cash for the new tools, or hey, I got 3 kids, so. And you know what, this is a tough time of year because we have Christmas, and then I have one that his birthday is on January 1st, and another one's January 25th, and then my third one is March 18th. So it's all within a real short time of 3 birthdays. So uh Oh yeah, that would be tough to have a flat rate in that ag tech. I think that you would take the short end of the stick there. Yeah, and Joey, the traffic was a bummer when I was going from Fairfield to Sacramento. Unfortunately, I was going against traffic. I mean, I was like in the traffic, so yeah, that sucked really bad. So yeah, I haven't bought any tools for a while, man. I pocket screwdrivers, those little pocket pry bars. That's the only thing I've bought for a while. But tomorrow I am buying the extractor set. For anybody that missed it, this is the magic guy right here. I showed this on Instagram. Got a nice hole through it. I tried to get it as centered as possible, but the way that bolt broke off, it broke off like 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 that. And so I got a nice stab in the center. I mean, I double checked, man. I was right in the middle. But when I started drilling, just the angle of that thing, and because the block is there, you can't get it. You can't. I couldn't get my drill all the way down, and I mean, I'm amazed I got it the best as good as I could have given the scenario. But yeah, that thing worked out, man. That is, I brought that little guy home, man. This is my little baby right there. I'm excited about that. That made me happy. So, oh yeah, Jude, man, the 6.0s, man. I like working on those. I don't get to work on them as much as I'd like to. I Yeah, I had one today. I just finished it up. It came in. What did it come in yesterday or the day before? With a coolant leak and transmission leak and overheating, and pulled it in, and we had a dripping coolant leak from the degas bottle. Had a dripping coolant leak from the center of the bottom tank of the radiator, and it had coolant all running down the block. And so we had a radiator, and I couldn't run it, and then it had a check engine lights. We had a EGR insufficient flow. We had a software incompatibility for the FICM, and what else? And two accelerator pedal slash TP codes, and couldn't do anything with it because everything it was dripping. And so did a radiator, water pump, and degas bottle, and did the. He didn't want to do hoses, but we did the one. We did the one hose from the degas bottle down to by the thermostat. Since those things always break, anyways. That one didn't break, but I swear every time I touch those, they break. And check this out. So I'm draining it, getting ready to work on it. Man, this is a 6 liter. I got like a half a gallon of coolant out of that thing, and that's it. That's all that came out of that truck. Now that truck today, so after doing a radiator, a water pump, a degas bottle, excuse me, I put 4.5 gallons of coolant mixture in there. So yeah, pretty crazy. And I only had a half a gallon in it. So, and then I get done, I pressure test it, and I get done, and the EGR cooler is dripping coolant from the EGR cooler. And I guess he had some EGR work done, so he was going to take it back to the guy who put the EGR valve on it. So, anyways, yeah, I got that done today, but it didn't overheat on me. I went and drove it, and I think the temperature got 178. It's the highest the coolant temp got, and that was it. I wasn't driving at the time because the EGR cooler was leaking, so I'm not getting stranded. No way, because it'll be my luck that the thing will blow out, and then I'll be stuck. Yeah, I did get a bolster. Then they sent me a bitster. I haven't had a chance to use it. I saw that KE made a video about that. I haven't had a chance to use it. I like that the bitster holds bits, and it also works for small bolts. So the bolster works if the bolt heads, if the actual the shaft of the bolt is 10 millimeter, the bolster works really well. But if you have an 8 millimeter bolt, and I'm not talking about 8 millimeter head, 8 millimeter thread, the thickness of the bolt, they won't stay in; they'll fall out. So, but the bitster now, those will. So if you had some 8 millimeter bolts, you could actually use the bitster for that. So, but and I haven't, Jude, I haven't been able to try the putting the bolster in the parts washer. I don't know if you've tried that, but he told me that you can put it in the parts washer. Well, you had 3 tool hauls. Holy moly, Jamie! Wow, that's crazy. Yeah. Ag Tech, man, I have. So I've got, and I'll show them on Instagram sometime. I've got Matco pry bars that I bought 16 years ago. And I bought a set. They're black. The handles are black and a little bit of orange. Because I think at the time, Matco, I think, only offered black and orange and black and green, I think. And so I have a set. I have a set of 5. My coworker actually came by today and looked at my card. He's like, "You have 5 pry bars that are all the same?" He was surprised that they had a set of 5 back then. Yes, and AgTech, yes, this is absolutely going on the wall. I brought it home so I don't lose it. I have a couple. I have a pretty cool one at work. It's so I had this F550 boom truck come in. This is like years ago, and it came in. It towed it because it had a transfer case leak. And so on the Fords, they have a giant plate. It's about that wide, I think, and it comes from the frame, comes over, goes under the transfer case, and comes back up. And anyways, the transfer case it broke, and it broke off, and it actually was sitting on the plate. It was connected a little bit, but it was sitting. Tony Tool time. What's happening? It was sitting on the plate, and so I have one of the pieces out of the inside of it, and it's like this big, and I keep it on my toolbox, and I actually put my watch and my keys in the middle of it every day. I've had it for years and years and years. So I don't those back to those pry bars, man. They work, they're great, and I don't see myself buying any more pry bars. I really don't. I mean, I don't see my pry bars breaking, and my pry bars work, man. Man, I can't tell you how much work they've done. A lot. The only thing I would do when you talk about pry bars is I want to get a pry bar. So I worked at a shop and they had a pry bar that leaned up against the wall by the alignment rack, and that thing was, and I want to say it was at least 4 feet long. It might have been longer. I'd have to go look up the size, but man, I that's the only thing I would do is go get like a big 4-foot pry bar. I have like the normal, I don't know what is it, foot or whatever, in the set. It's pretty big. I mean the shaft of it is probably about that big, squared with a with an angle on the end. So I don't know. I like mine. My handles are nice. They're not hard plastic or anything like that. So yeah, I like mine. Mine were good. You know what? There's a lot of other tools that I need or want that I would get before I would go buy a new pry bar. So I mean, maybe if I won the lottery or something, I don't know. Oh, AgTech, the pliers. I have 2 pairs of Snap-on pliers that sit on top of my cart, and I use those all the time. They're exactly the same pair. One's just got an orange handle and one's got a red handle. Only difference is one pair is like this long, and the other pair is like that long. And I use those all the time. They literally lay across the top of my sockets because tomorrow on Instagram I'll show you guys. I literally leave them there because I use them so often. But yeah, I snap on pliers. I like them. Let's see. Let's catch them in the chat here. You know what, Jude? Man, release yours. The cool thing about YouTube and tools and things like that is I was talking to Justin Dow about this. It's like everybody is going to have everybody buys tools, right? So Matt Wilson's in the house. What's happening? So everybody's going to buy tools. We're all going to buy the same tools, similar tools, maybe a different brand. And the cool thing about it is everybody has their own perspective. Some people think it's amazing. Some people think it sucks. And the cool thing is one person might say, I like it for this, and it worked out here, and I did it here. And then you look at it and you're like, hey, it worked out in this way, and I did this with it, or whatever. And then you get the different perspectives of it. So in a way, it's good because you have the different perspectives, and you get to see someone else's, kind of like you're at a tool and you use it all the time for whatever. And then all of a sudden one day you see somebody doing something different with the same tool. And you're like, oh wow, I never even realized that I could do that with it, or I never thought about even trying that. Kind of the same thing. I don't know. Let's check out his chat here because I see something interesting. Okay. All right. So Bill Beckett, his pry bars are 30 years old, have maroon handles. Oh, there you go. Hey, you know what, man? If the pry bars still work, roll it, man. I don't know. Hey, if you want to get new stuff, and whatever, I'm not hating on that at all. We all have our own different perspectives, right? And what we want and what we want to buy. A 58-inch pry bar. Okay, so maybe it was because 4 feet doesn't seem long enough. It was big though. I think it was a Macco one. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, let's see what Dennis has to say. He has a lot of pry bars, all different styles. Since the Ford and Dodge dealer body shop, changing frames. Oh, okay. Okay. Nice. Wow. Yeah, Tony Tool Time. I'm gonna retract my statement. If I had thin pry bars, I would buy new ones. I would, for sure. Because there's times where I'm not a small guy and I'm hanging on the pry bar and thinking, praying to God that metal holds, because I'm just in a bad spot. And yeah, yeah. That's all I will say about that. I couldn't handle a thin pry bar. I don't think, but you know what? You got to do what you got to do, and we all do different kinds of work. So, Jude says, snap-on pliers, everything. I got a bunch of Mac pliers, man. I bought a set of Mac a long time ago. The Mac bag where you get all the and all that stuff. I have a lot of those. Actually, I'll take the back. I have all brands of pliers mixed in. I have Snap-on, Matco, Mac. I have Cobalt. I have a set of long needle nose pliers that I bought from Costco a long time ago. Black, black handles with like a yellow piece on them. I've had those for a long time. I actually had to go through my toolbox. I had so many pliers; they were stacked up, and I was able to bring a bunch home, which was nice because I didn't have much at home. So, all right, small engines, man. Free tools. What are free tools? The only free tool I get is a once in a while. The truck is like, buy this, and I'll give you a hat. Oh man, that's awesome though. Man, your channel is growing. That's crazy. That's awesome, man. Congratulations. All right. Oh, you okay? So Tony Tooltime does have old pry bars that are 3 times thicker than the new ones. All right. See, I'd be using those. I wouldn't be using those little skinny ones. I've had times where people are like, "Hey, help me out with this control arm," and then they hand me this toothpick for a pry bar, and I'm like, "Nope, throw it on the ground and go get mine." Yeah, you do, Jude. You just bought like 2 sets. Those things look awesome too. I like that. All right. Small engine. My pliers like screwdrivers. Yep, same here. Small engines, man. I was just thinking about this the other day. So I have on one side of my tool cart, I have a row of a set of screwdrivers I bought from Snap-on, and I got Phillips and flathead, right? So short one is like this long, and I think the longest one is probably about like maybe 2 feet long. I think in both sets, they're both identical, just flathead and Phillips. And then I've got a couple more in the front one where I've got like a small one with a bigger head. I've got a longer one with a fatter head, and then I've got a really long one from Lowe's. I think that's like probably 2.5 feet long. And then on the other side, it's kind of funny. I have a Craftsman regular. I think it's what is the middle Phillips, a number 2. I don't look at the numbers. Pretty sure it's a number 2, and then I think a number 3 is the bigger one. So I have a Phillips number 2 and a Phillips number 3, and they're Craftsman. They are 2 screwdrivers that I bought when I first started in this industry, and for some reason, I've never replaced them. I use them all the time. Actually, the number 2 I use all the time. It's bigger. It's bigger than the the Snap-on screwdrivers. The Phillips are a lot smaller, and the Craftsman one is just the perfect size. I don't know. I like it. I've had it 16 years later, still using it, and it's still working. So yeah, I have a lot. And then I have in my drawer. So I actually have screwdrivers that I've moved into my drawer where I have some, like I have a long Craftsman one. It's like probably, I don't know, 18 inches long, and it was a flathead. And what I've done is the end I've sharpened it so it's a knife. So the end of it is just sharp, and I would use that for heater hoses. If you had a heater hose, sometimes you have like you don't want to mess up the heater core. You can't get the heater hose off, and so I'll take that and just give it a couple little slices, and then I can stick my radiator hook pick in there, and then peel the hose off the heater core, and then it comes off, and then I got new ones. Only problem with that is if you do that, get the hose off. We've all been there. You got your hoses on the floor. You're waiting for the new parts, and the new parts come, and they're wrong. One of them isn't right, and the service writer looks at you and says, I need you to put the old one back in the car. You're like, yeah, that's not happening. So that's the only downfall. But then I have a whole bunch of other ones where I've taken them, and I have one where it's a screwdriver, it's a flathead, and I think the end of it is about that long. And I think this far from the end, it's bent like almost about it's hard with my hand, probably a bend like that. And I had a Jeep one time, and it required a special tool to push in a pin to release the clock spring. Well, I'm not going to buy a special tool for that. So I bent a screwdriver, just got a torch and heated it up and bent it, and I got it to work. So I actually have several screwdrivers in my box that I've cut, modified, sharpened, whatever, and they became a special tool. So it's not even in the screwdriver drawer. It's in my engines drawer in my toolbox. So we'll have to wait till I do a toolbox tour for that one. I'll show you all that drawer. It's a pretty cool drawer. I got a lot of cool stuff in that one. Got a lot of old stuff too that I don't touch anymore. That I haven't touched in a long time that I can't get rid of because then as soon as I do, it'll come in. All right, let's catch up on the chat here. All right, so Bill Beckett. All right, what we got? We just rented a shipping container to the Snap-on dealer and got a hard handle 3/8 short flex ratchet as a gift. Damn! Oh, the hard handle. Oh my God, Bill, what color is the handle? Oh my God, if that's like the ones that I have. So I have ones. I don't know if you saw my video, but yeah, I know you did. You told me you did. But in my video, I have the one. I have a short hard handle, and it's a flex head. It's got like a pearl blue handle, and then my ratchet video too. And I have one that's a little bit longer. That's exactly the same, but it's got a green handle. If it's like that, oh my God, I love those ratchets. Oh, I want if I could have anything, I would have a whole set of those that started off at that size and just kept going down and getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Man, I really, really like those ratchets. Those ratchets are awesome. They're my favorite. And the little ones, man, the leverage. You would not believe. Okay, so all right. Hey Brandon, tell Stephen Cox to mention my channel. All right, cool. Tell him to mention mine too while you're at it. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we got here. The ladies' foot pry bar with a comfort grip. I don't know that I would like that. I actually only have one ladies' foot, and it is maybe 14 inches long. And I bought it because I actually bought it because one end was a point, and I used to do a lot of exhaust back in the day. And so what I would do is if I was going to have to, oh no, I'm sorry, I did a lot of catalytic converters. It did failed emissions, and so, but for before we condemn the cat, I would like to do an intrusive test. So I would drill a hole and stick a probe in there to see what's actually happening before the cat. And so to keep the drill bit from walking all over the place, I would take my lady's foot, and because it was long, I could lay under there and hit it with a hammer one time. It would make an indentation. Then I would just stick my drill under there. And now remember, I'm flat rate. I'm flat rating this emissions testing, and it's a lot. It's hard. And so I would just stick my drill under there and real quick, drill a hole, intrusive probe in there, and then go drive the car and get an emissions reading. And then I would have, and so that's what I used my lady's foot for a long time. And then I found out what it worked really, really good for was a job that was really, really hard. Was Toyota valve covers, popping the tube seal out. That tube seal gets stuck in there, doesn't want to let go. So with that lady's foot and the one that I have, I don't know what brand it is, but the one I have, man, it's perfect. Man, you can get that sucker in, and you can just about with one, and I can even do it with one hand. I can stick it in there and push it up against with my forearm and pop them all out and use my left hand to hold the valve cover. So that's actually what I use it for now, and I love that. All right, let's see. I don't know that I'd want the comfort grip. I don't know. I don't know. It wouldn't work in my cart. The way it sits in my cart, I wouldn't have room for it. I'd have to do something. Bill, I used to be like that. I used to be the foreman, and so it's kind of my job to make sure that everybody had what they needed. And if they needed a tool and I had it, well, it's kind of my job to provide that tool. And so even when I wasn't there, I always had somebody that knew where the keys were to my box. I only locked them on the weekends. I don't lock my stuff up during the week or whatever. Now I don't lock them up at all, but somebody would always have a key to get in just in case. Because I wouldn't want somebody to be sitting there and needing a Sprinter oil filter cap or something, and I have it in my box and they can't do it. So that would be a bummer. Um, Blue and clear handle. You talking about Jude? Are you talking to me about the ratchet? Let me try to catch up here. I got the red handle pliers, Joey, and they're awesome. I don't think they make a green handle in those pliers. I've never seen it. Oh, 47 inch. Okay, for the pry bar. That's nice. The Icon. I have not looked at any Icon tools. I went to Harbor Freight to to get something. I don't remember what I was going to get. I was going there to get something, and man, since they came out with the Icon, it's kind of a bummer because so I go to Harbor Freight to buy cheap stuff, not trying to buy a Sunex type of tool at Harbor Freight. And so their tools though are cut in half. As you go down at the one I went to, you go down the aisle where it used to be all sockets on one side and wrenches on the other. Now it's Harbor Freight on one side and Icon on the other. And so they kind of did away with the tools, and so they had less Harbor Freight tools. They had so much more Icon stuff. And I would imagine they're going to keep pushing it because they have people on YouTube that are promoting it. Which I mean, hey, there's nothing wrong with promoting anything. I mean, if a tool works and it's great. So okay, so Bill, I have the green. I have a pearl handle blue one and then the green. But oh man, I love that ratchet. Oh, that is awesome. That's such a cool. And you got a gift, man. That's awesome. Anything free from Snap-on is awesome. But, man, if you got a ratchet from Snap-on, wow. I haven't seen the Mac Comfort grips. The only thing I saw was I saw their ratchet, their newer ratchets. I didn't like them. It felt like I keep saying this. I said it. Heavy Wrench made a joke about this. It felt like I was holding on to a hot dog. It just felt too skinny. It didn't feel like it had any substance to it. I don't know. Or sustenance. I don't know. Saying that word wrong. Um, but I have only seen a Cornwell truck a couple times in all of my 16 years. And I bought a tool that has never worked, and I want to talk about that, Tony. And I just saw a thing on Instagram of a guy that used it, and I mentioned how it didn't work for me. And he told me how to use it, but it's a conical shaped uh, tool for screwing in to getting a pilot bearing out. And it's got a grease fitting. So I always learned that if you don't have the tool, if your tools don't work, to go in there and grab the pilot bearing and pull it out, right? If you can't fit in there or your tools don't work, they're popping out, whatever. You back that thing, pull it. So there's a lot of ways that you can do it. I've only done it with grease. So you find a bolt that barely fits in there. I mean, it's got to be almost no tolerance whatsoever. And you pack that thing full of grease and you hit that bolt with a hammer. I mean, you got to hit it as hard as you can because you're trying to make that grease push the pilot bearing out. And it usually is some hard work, and you usually get pretty nasty doing it. I've heard people do it with paper, and I heard someone else say, and I actually heard this multiple times with bread. You can do it with bread. You can stick bread in there and do it. But anyways, so this tool from Cornwell, it's shaped like a long, you know, conical shape, this long. And anyways, so he told me how to use it. But I've never seen a Cornwell dealer enough to ever buy a tool from him because there's never one around. I don't never seen one. And Tony Tool Time, I was wondering the same thing. Wrench 138, man, he just completely disappeared. He posted a couple things on Instagram once in a while. Um, I really enjoyed the stuff he was doing, and even his little walk to get gas in the morning when he ran out of gas. I really enjoyed that. The coolest thing about this is, sometimes it's not just what we do, but the personality of some people. And he had a great personality. I loved his personality. He was a really cool guy. So let me, yeah, nothing is free from Snap-on. You're paying for it. You're paying for it one way or another. See now, Jamie, I can see where the comfort grips would work. Um, so yeah, occupant, what's happening? I know I'm behind in the chat. I'm sorry. Small engines. Good night, brother. Thanks for stopping in. Thanks for checking out the chat. Hopefully, I'll see you next week. Rock the rest of your week out. Let's see what else we got going on here. Oh, so no Cornwell in Canada. I didn't know that. I don't think I know that there's Cornwell in Sacramento because I see the truck parked at the grocery store and things like that. But yeah, I never see one come to the shop. Yeah, Tony Tool Time. I felt the same way, man. Wrench, man. I don't know. You know, I did a live stream one Friday, and I was joking around about how much me and a bunch of people were joking around about how much we loved his videos on his generators and stuff like that, and then I don't know, he just completely disappeared. He put a couple posts on Instagram here and there, and then that's it. Nothing else. Yeah, tool picks once in a while. He doesn't say anything. I don't know. Anyways, hope he comes back someday. I enjoyed what he was putting out. So AgTech, we're in Canada. My mother-in-law's family, they are all in Canada, and they live over in Ottawa area. Um, so I went there. We went there for a wedding years ago. Um, and that's it though. I haven't really been to Canada. I think I went up above Montana when I was a kid. That's about it though, because my part a lot of my family's in Montana. Yeah, see, I like to have a little meat on there with the ratchets. That's why I like those little ones so much. Because those man, those snap-on ones, man, that little one with the blue handle, I swear it is only this long. I can break some stuff loose with that ratchet, and it's not very big, but the size of that handle and the flex, man, the head is just meaty. Man, I don't know. Oh, is his Instagram gone? I'll have to check it out. I can't. I don't know. I'll have to. Yeah, man. And Tony, I thought he was really enjoying himself. I really thought he was having fun with it because hey, I mean, I started this whole YouTube thing to have fun and share with everyone the trials and tribulations that I've been through, and I just tried to have fun with it, and I really thought he was having fun. It seemed like he was really enjoying himself. So I don't know. I'll have to look. I haven't seen him in a little bit. It's been a little bit since I've seen him. Oh, now that would be nice if the Tractor Supply started carrying Tecton. I wonder if they would warranty the Tecton, dude. We have to worry. We have to wonder about that. If they warranty the stuff, that would be really cool. You can buy it anywhere, or online. Oh, Niagara Falls. That would be amazing to go there. I would love that. Oh, okay. My grandma and most of my family, my mom's side, live in Great Falls, Montana. So I remember when I was a kid going to Glacier Park and things like that, but I don't really remember that much. It was a long time ago. So I heard somebody talking about a week ago. I'm trying to remember about the new Mac RPT or some sort of socket for getting out broken bolts. R Man, anybody know what I'm talking about? It starts with an R, I'm pretty sure. And then I thought I heard somebody talking about it like a week ago. I thought I was in a live stream. People were talking about it. And RBRT. Yeah, what the heck are those? Are those for like getting out a broken bolt? I'll have to look them up, but I mean I guess I could just Google it, but okay, because I was trying to get out the bolt. Anybody that just joined, here's the magical bolt that I had on Instagram. I brought this home. This is going on the wall at home. Yep. I had to tomorrow I'll share the rounded bolt removal technology. Okay. So that doesn't help with a broken bolt. All right. Rounded bolt. Okay, so that's the same as those one sockets and things that are shaped to where you hammer it on and it bites. Okay, I have like Craftsman stuff that works really well for that. I'll have to check that out. So what's pretty cool is when you buy a RBR2 with foreign object removal. I'll have to look into that. So I bought. I had a broken bolt in a block. I had an AC compressor, and the bolt broke off in the block, and it was in a bad spot. Man, I was fighting it. I'm trying to drill it. It drilled crooked. I am battling. I mean, I'm at full on war with this stupid thing, and the Matt Cook guy shows up, and I'm like, dude, what do you have for getting this out? Because I don't have anything for getting out broken bolts. I don't have anything of good quality. That's the one thing I've never bought. I've bought I bought Snap-on I mean, Mac drill bits, and you know, $400 set of drill bits, but I've never bought any good extractors. I have old cheap Black and Decker stuff that's broke off in bolts, and but I've never bought anything. And so today, and so he gave me this set of these little extractors, right? So they're extractors, but only the end of them is the extractor. And so I tried them today in the Sprinter. It didn't work, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. So anyway, so the guy that I talked to today that let me borrow his Mac set that got that Sprinter bolt, that bolt out of the Mercedes starter bolt, and he told me that those extractors I had are for rounded hex bolts. They're for rounded Allens. I had no idea. I had no idea that that's what they were even for. So now I know that if you have a rounded Allen, uh, I have the extractors for those. So, anyways, okay, so that's all of that. All right. Okay, yeah. I see. I heard Justin Dow talking about the RBRGs, and then I heard other people. It seemed like it was a weird week where I heard it like multiple times on multiple different streams and videos and stuff like that. So, anyways, okay, all right, all right. You have 95% of their sets. Wow, Dennis, that is awesome. I'll have to check those out. A snapped rocker bolt flush. Wow. In a 6.2. What was that in, Jamie? What kind of vehicle is that in? Is that in an Escalade? Corvette? I just had a Corvette. I think it was a 6.2? I don't remember. I'm not all up on Brian from How to Automotive showing the new gear. I saw that deep sockets. Those were the gear wrench set. They're deep. They're for bolts that are on a stud or things like that. Okay, I'll have to check them out. I never really thought about it. I've heard the name, and today one of my coworkers said something about it, but he was talking about he was thinking that they were to go in and extractable, and therefore, okay, yeah, I'll have to check that out. All right. You know what, AgTech? That is those types of tools, man. Those are just wait. So I have to ask a question. That's then are those RBRTs? Uh, uh, are they a cutting type of socket, or are they a regular socket that's designed to not allow slip? I'll have to look it up. I wonder if those are like regular sockets. See, I have a set of snap-on sockets supposed to not that are supposed to work with rounded bolts, and I had a okay, so a 15 Chevy Max to okay. I was doing an exhaust manifold on a Nissan Titan, and one of the heat shield bolts was rounding on me. Well, it had rounded, and all my sockets were just spinning. And I got this one set. Justin Dow, what's happening, brother? And I had this set of Snap-on socket, and I remembered that the Snap-on guy said, hey, don't, these don't round. And so I went and I grabbed a 10 millimeter and I put it on there, and it took it right off. So I don't know if those are RBRTs. Hang on one second. Yeah, so I'm not sure if Snap-on. Okay, so they are more of a regular of a cutting type. Okay, so like I was going to say about that is You know, that is one of those things that those are in that drawer of hell, right? That drawer that if you have to open up that drawer, you know, things are going all kinds of just in a bad way. I mean, you got all your different extractors. You got cheers, Justin. You got all of your extractors. You have all these just tools that just they're not fun. And it's hopefully things go well and you have a victory. Here's to the victory of today. Oh, oh yes, that is Alex Bowser. What's happening? Welcome to the chat. For anybody that hasn't been here, we're gonna do this a Wednesday. We're gonna do this a hump day check-in. Wednesdays at 6:30. I'm gonna try to make this a weekly thing. The Friday thing wasn't working because then I missed all the other chats, all the other live streams. So I wanna see everyone. So we'll be doing this on Wednesdays if you can make it. Wednesdays at 6:30 California time, Pacific time, whatever. I made a joke about it being California time in my Instagram, and my wife gave me a hard time about it being Pacific time. Hopefully, you guys know California is Pacific time. So there you go. I like that, Justin. It's been a little cold. I know it's been a little cold, but then I saw Justin's video, and man, it's not snowing here. So you know, it's not that cold. It's pretty cold though. It's 11 there. Okay, yeah. Okay, so you're on the East Coast, Bill? Yeah, it's not 50 mile an hour winds right now, but man, it was last night. It was last night, this morning, man, it was rough. Man, we had a heck of a storm. Heck of a storm. It's just been raining pretty much nonstop up here. So, okay, yeah. Where on the East Coast, Bill? I used to live in North Carolina. I lived there for like 11 years, like 10 years, 11 years, something like that. Oh, see, I'm the opposite, man. I don't like the cold. It was negative. Wait, did you wait? Okay, Ag Tech, is that supposed to say negative 40 or 40 Fahrenheit? Because that's 40 below. That's cold as hell. Yeah, that is. Speaking of a logo, I gotta get a logo. I need to. Okay, Massachusetts. Oh, okay, nice. I know that's what I said. Yeah. Yeah, 50% of the time works every time. Yeah, see, I like the warm. I'm not a cold. I'm not, I like that. That's right. Negative 40. Holy crap, man. That is cold. Wow. Dang. Yeah, Joey, where did you get that done? I need to do that. That is hella cold. That's even colder than Justin's video where it was snowing the other day. Man. Yeah, you definitely win there. Or I don't know if winning is the what I would use. I don't know if you really want anything, be a negative 40. That's okay. Tony Tool Time is in Ohio. I am in Sacramento, California. So we get, I mean, it doesn't get cold here like anywhere else. I'm not going to even say it gets cold for me. We get cold, but nothing like, it doesn't snow here or anything like that. But then in the summertime, we get the heat. We get those 100-degree, week long. We've had a week long, week and a half long of 100 plus. So it definitely gets warm in Sacramento. Damn. How cold was it today? Was it snowing today, Justin? Man. 28 and 50 is your hot spot. Wow, sweet spot. Not me. Nope. That is too cold. Yeah. Yeah, Joey in August, man. We had 100 plus, 105 plus. It gets warm here. Oh, gas in the eyes. Oh man. The only thing worse than gas in the eyes is gas in the armpit. Man, gas down the armpit. That is the gas in the eyes. Yeah, that one. Oh, that one sucks right there. Man, I was. You know what else sucks is damn BG rust penetrating spray. Man, I wear contacts, so at work I got to be real careful. So I'm underneath this Duramax. I got my can of BG spray, so I could spray everything. Right. I got my safety glasses on. Got my headlamp on. I got safety glasses on. Like I actually am wearing them. I didn't forget. And I went under there and I sprayed it, and it dripped down on my cheek and then rolled into my eye. And then my contact popped out and I lost my contact. I don't know. My eye was on fire. Oh my God, my eye was burning for a minute. Whew. Yeah. This is too damn cold, Tony. Man, I don't know. And your hands are all cold. Oh yeah, Ag 100 is hot. It's warm. When it's 100, I mean it's hot. I mean we have a pool, so the kids are in the pool all the time in the summertime. But I don't know. I mean, now ideally San Diego. Now that would be ideal. Like if you're talking about weather-wise, now that's ideal. Never gets super cold, never gets super hot. Man, that is yeah. Yeah, my wife is saying so my in-laws she has a bunch of brothers and sisters, and they'll take turns coming out to visit, and they'll come out for a week or so and take their vacation out here and just hang out. A scratched cornea. Oh, that does suck. Yeah. Oh, Justin wants it 115. Dang. Oh, it gets hot there though, right, Justin? You got hot there where you're at? Man, Kentucky Tech gear oil period anywhere sucks. Like you're never getting it off of you ever. Like, oh, that sucks, dude. That's like getting in your nose. Oh man, you're gonna be smelling that. That's almost as bad as like getting a real big whiff of a transmission that blew up. Oh man, that is like what I would imagine like smelling salts because it will wake you up. If I like to just say, hey, smell this transmission fluid. Oh man, woo, that is some nasty crap. Yeah, that would. Oh, gear oil in your mustache. You almost want to shave that thing off. That would be disgusting. Oh my God, yes, Alex. We have homeless here. Yes, we do. We have bad homeless. We have a huge homeless problem. Man, we can go and you'll go to get on the freeway and you'll be coming around. You'll like, so the freeway will be here and you'll be circling around like this on the on ramp to get on the freeway. And this whole section here will be grass and trees and whatever. And there'll be like a homeless encampment and just all over the place. Oh man, they are just, we have a lot of homeless, lots and lots of homeless. Oh, that was nice to say, Jude. Thanks, brother. Yeah, definitely. Man, Justin, I feel the same way, man. I would rather have on just a pair of shorts sweating than having on a friggin' three jackets. Yep. I don't like it when it's that cold. All right, Ag Tech, come on down. We got a pool. Oh, that's nice, honey. Thanks. It keeps me away from you. Yeah. I'm in the garage. This is my not much to look at. I don't have it. There's really nothing out here. Oh, San Fran. Now that is nice. San Fran. That weather is just a little too chilly though, actually. It never really gets super warm there. Oh, you lost your sense of smell from years of body work. Wow. Huh. Man, I body work. That is something I could never do. I do not have an eye for body work. Not at all. Man. Oh, Tony was almost born in Sacramento. Yes, bring the heat. Yeah, buddy. My kid, so it's cold and raining here. My youngest one, he likes all weather. So I come home and it's raining, it's nasty. I got a fence that's down with a giant bush that's hanging onto it. And I'm just like, I'm dreading doing that in the rain, right? I drive past the park and I look over and I just think to myself, wouldn't that be funny if one of my kids was at the park sliding down the slide or something in the pouring down rain? And they get home, and my wife's sure enough, not sliding down the slide. He's at the park building himself a fort in the pouring down rain, soaking wet, muddy. He likes the cold, he likes the rain, he likes the heat in the pool. Not me. Oh, okay, Alex, you lived in SF most of your working years. Wow, that would be interesting. You know what? I worked at a shop for I don't know I don't know, Alex, if you lived in like a if you worked in the city, but I so Sacramento, I worked at a shop for only like man, I think it was only 3 days. I didn't like the way it was there, the way they did their things there. But anyways, it was downtown Sacramento. I mean, right in the middle of downtown. So you get out, you're on a one-way street. It's one-way streets everywhere. You know, I couldn't handle that. I don't really like that. The working in a downtown, it's just too hard to test drive a car. Like I had a diesel, and they had done some cooling system work, and I had to look at it. And the first thing I had to do was get it up to temp, trying to drive around on one way streets. It was awful. It took me forever. And a diesel, you're never going to get a 6 liter diesel up to temp, sitting in the shop, revving it up. You could put a stick on it all day. It's never going to warm up. You got to drive it. So, anyways, yeah, that was a lot of fun. So Alex said, but it's gone now. Said, okay. All right. Thanks, Justin. Thanks for checking in, brother. I'm not going to be on here much longer. Got to get in and see the kids for a bit, all that good stuff. Being a Wednesday. See you next week, Justin. Same time, same place, same cold beers. Yeah, Joey, I don't remember what street it was on. It was there's a whole bunch of one-way streets down there. I don't remember which one it was on, but it was just it would just you just get out because we were on a one-way street and you would just get out. You know, you just had to go and just one-way streets all the way around and it's just a pain. It's a pain. Plus you're downtown. You know, you're trying to drive cars, and you know, we have to drive cars all different scenarios. You know, sometimes you try to, you know, haul ass for a minute and slam on the brakes. Sometimes you need to just let it go for like one block and just get hella fast, hella quick, you know. And if you drive a diesel, you have to. I mean, you're trying to, to get a turbo to spool up, you got to go full throttle, for a, I mean, a diesel, if you're boosting, good night, Bill. If you're boosting, I mean, a diesel is going to take, a little bit of space to get up to speed. So it's real difficult being in a downtown scenario and having to drive cars like that. So makes it tough. We're actually the shop I'm at now it's pretty cool. It's actually right across the street from a place called Diamond Auto Sport, and it was too far from the freeway, Joey. It took too long to go and get on the freeway. So then you spend all your time driving to the freeway. AgTech, thank you very much for joining the chat, and I will definitely see you next Wednesday. It's been great. Enjoy the rest of your week. Rock it out. And so it's right across the street from this place called Diamond Auto Sports. And this place, so when I got there, my son is almost 19 and he loves cars. He loves expensive cars. He loves Lamborghinis. He loves all that stuff. Like I guess every, young kid does. But anyways, he knows about all these cars and how much power they have and this and that. So right across the street, I'm sitting inside and I'm looking out the window and I'm like, that looks like a Lamborghini over there. Huh, that's kind of weird. And so, yeah, Joey, they do. And so I'm like, huh. So I walk when I'm leaving, I park on that street. I look over and I'm like, holy crap. Yeah, there's like three Lamborghinis and like several Porsches and like a mobbed blacked out Tesla and all these super expensive Mercedes and Bentleys and oh my God, all these cars. So every time you look over there, there's like different cars. And so one day I walked over there, got off, and I was like, you know what? So I got over there and I just started taking pictures of all the cars and sending them to my son. So yeah, he loved that. And Joey, you're right. I was in there talking to the service writers. I'm not a sports guy, but anyways, I'm in there, and the service writers they look out and they look out at the street, and they were like, "Oh my God, that's such and such," and the other one's like, "Yeah, that's such and such." And I asked them who it was. They were like somebody who plays for the Kings, for the Sacramento Kings. So I don't remember the name of the person, but whoever it was, he was across the street getting his car done. So they do all these wraps, they do body work, they do all this stuff on real expensive cars. So uh anyways, so I am going to cut this off and got to get in, have a shower and all that good stuff, do a little relaxing. I want to say thank you to everyone for joining the chat and for following me on Instagram. And let's make this a Wednesday thing. I will see you guys next Wednesday, 6:30, and we will roll it out again. Thank you very much, everyone. I will see you next week. Enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. And I'll be sharing with you my Mac Tools extractor set tomorrow on Instagram. As long as he has it, it'll be my luck. He won't have it. It'll be 2 weeks on back order. But anyways, all good. And so also don't forget, check out the TTS. Follow us. We have our next installment coming up pretty soon. We actually, several of us just filmed our videos last night and today, and we'll be editing those and getting those out. It's going to be pretty cool. You're going to get to hear all about the differences between independent versus dealership, fleet, and all the different categories that we cover. So it's going to be pretty cool. And yep, be checking that out. And good night. Let's get it.